This Airsoft GI TV episode is brought to you in part by G&G Armament and TSD Airsoft. Hello, and welcome back to another episode of What Else Is There? What Else Is There is the program where we broaden your horizons to show you alternatives to guns that you're interested in. And we're going to continue our search today with the MK36. It's a very popular AEG. It's great for CQB because of this folding stock. Now, similar to the previous episode of What Else Is There where we covered the S system, we're not going to look at other MK36s. We're going to take a look at other model guns with similar features to the MK36. So, if you're looking for an MK36 and you're absolutely stuck on the looks, you can't get over it, you think it's the best looking gun in the world, this is not a program for you. But if you're the type of player that says, man, I need a gun with these type of characteristics to fit this type of situation that I'm in, you're going to want to pay attention because there are actually quite a few guns with the same or similar features as the MK36, and we're going to cover them all today when we come back from this commercial break. Are you not getting any action because of your CQB length barrel? Are you unfulfilled on the battlefield because you can't measure up to the other guys? Do your balls fall short? Well, now you can get back into the game with the Airsoft GI G4 Extensor. The Extensor is the natural rail enhancement supplement built for long distance and reliability.
Thanks, Airsoft GI. I'm back in action thanks to the Extensor.
The Extensor is not for everyone. Some side effects may include, but are not limited to, overexcitement, negligent discharge, and exhaustion. Please contact your Airsoft GI customer service rep to see if the Extensor is right for you. Welcome back. We're going to start looking at the different options you have if you're looking for substitutes for the MK36. I've divided them into two basic categories. The specific category, which is going to include specific model guns from specific manufacturers, and the general category, which will include a couple of model guns that are made by a lot of different manufacturers. And to kick it off, we're going to start with the MK16. There are a lot of manufacturers of this gun with different price ranges, so no matter what your budget is, you should be able to find an MK16 that can substitute your MK36. This happens to be the G&G MK16, so it comes with this grip pod. Not all of them will do that. But the common features that it has with the MK36 and the reasons why I chose it are because of the railed handguards, the top rail for mounting optics, and the side folding stock. Okay, one of the cool things about the MK16 is that the side folding stock is also retractable. And this is the only gun we're going to look at today with a folding and retractable stock. So this can accommodate for a lot of different size shooters. You know, if you're smaller, you may want a smaller stock, or if you're bigger, you may want to extend the length of your stock. And shooters with just different preferences in general. Another great feature about the MK16 are the ambidextrous features on it, like the fire selector, the magazine release, and the charging hand are all ambidextrous on here. And they're also ambidextrous on the MK36. These guns are usually available in black and tan. You're going to want to check out the MK16 if you're also looking at the MK36. Another great gun, and one of my personal favorites, is the SIG 552. This happens to be the officially licensed ICS version, but there are other manufacturers that have officially licensed versions of the SIG. It has rails on the front handguards, side and bottom rails. There's no top rail on here from the factory. Most manufacturers will not include that, but they do sell rail attachments so that you can put a top rail on here for mounting optics. A couple of the features of this gun are ambidextrous, like the magazine release and also the fire selector, and of course the side folding stock. It's pretty much a common thing throughout all of the guns we're going to look at today. A cool thing about the 552, it's the only gun we're going to look at today that features the Ready Mag system that the MK36 also features. So I can connect my two magazines together and I can reload very quickly if I have more than one magazine. So the 552 is definitely something you're going to want to look at. Again, they're available from different manufacturers in different price ranges, so you should be able to find one that fits your budget. The last gun in the general category, and I wanted to throw it in there for you Kalashnikov fans, is this AK-PMC. Okay, this happens to be the VFC model, but there are a couple of different manufacturers that make this thing. As you can see, there are rails on the front handguard, bottom side, and top rail for mounting optics. It doesn't have the same type of top rail as the MK36. It doesn't go all the way over the top of the gun. but it's good enough for mounting something like a red dot sight or a reflex sight. Folding wire stock I think looks real cool on this type of AK. Unfortunately, there are no ambidextrous features on here, but that shouldn't stop you from getting it because it's a great looking gun and has a lot of great features, and it's pretty much the only AK that I could find in our inventory that has the same features as the MK36, like the folding stock and the railed handguards. Very few AKs have railed handguards. We're going to take a quick break and then we'll start getting into more specific guns. Airsoft GI would like to take a moment and thank our sponsors, Echo One USA and zshot.com. Alright, as usual we're going to start with the cheapest gun and work our way up to the most expensive. So that means at $270 the G&G PM5A5 is the first on our list. Common features with the MK36 are the railed handguards and the folding stock and the ambidextrous fire selector and magazine release. The rails for the handguard are actually in the box. They're not onto the gun, so you can attach them if you want to, or you can leave them off if you don't want to, just like the MK36. Also in the box is a top rail. Okay, the rail's about 4 inches long. It's not as long or as useful as the MK36 top rail, but it still functions to hold optics like reflex sights and holographic sights and stuff like that. The cool thing about G&G guns are that it comes with a lot of accessories, like this Navy-style flash hider that you can remove from the MK5. Also, it comes with a couple of QD sling swivels, and I've already mentioned the upper rail, which is usually sold separately for about $25 to $35 more. One thing that you may want to consider, though, if you're looking at the PM5, is the magazine capacity. The high cap magazine capacity on the PM5 is usually around 200 rounds. The high cap magazine capacity for the MK36 is usually around 470 rounds, so you only get about half the magazine capacity if you use high caps. Mid caps, they're usually about the same. Another cool gun from G&G that's only $20 more at $290 is the FS51. I like this gun a lot because it's pretty unique. Huge magazine capacity, probably on par with the MK36, and as you can see, has a rail interface system in the front handguard and a side folding stock. And unfortunately, the only ambidextrous feature on this thing is the magazine release. Since this is also a G&G gun, it does also come with a top rail and a bunch of goodies like a vertical grip, railed handguards, and QD sling swivels. So check out both of these G&G guns, the PM5A5 and the FS51, if you're looking at the MK36. I'm going to switch gears a little bit and go to our last gun on the list. This gun is for sale for $440, and it's the Classic Army SA58. It's basically a modified FAL, and it's a pretty cool gun. Rail interface system in the front handguard. Folding stock. This gun is almost completely constructed of metal. Not very many ambidextrous features on here. Maybe the magazine release if you consider that. One thing about this gun, and this is the only gun we're looking at today that has this feature, is that the battery is mounted externally. That's why you see the wires on the outside here. Classic Army have included a PEC box with this gun, so fear not, you don't need to strap it to anything with any kind of ghetto rigging. That's going to pretty much do it for the MK36. What else is there? Hopefully we've opened your eyes to a couple of the guns with a lot of similar features as the MK36. Like I've said before, if you absolutely love the looks on the MK36, then it's probably not going to be a program for you. But definitely check out a lot of these guns if you're looking to buy a gun that needs to serve a specific purpose.
Hey, don't play with our packages.
Don't play with your packages.
Are you ready to go?
Yeah, man, actually, I'm already rolling. The general category is what we'll go over first, and that is why the oh god, I almost called it the Scar. There are a lot of manufacturer's options for this model gun. So take a look at this gun. This is the